Yo, Rocky! And that is the extent of my Stallone accent impersonation. So out of respect for Stallone and Rocky, that's about as far as I'm going to go with that, Rocky fan. This is Coach Spiegel here, and this is the show, Yo Rocky Radio. This is the show where I'm going to bring you the best tips, tricks, tactics. I don't like saying tricks, though, so never mind the tricks. This is all legit. It's all legit stuff. So the best tips, advice, lessons, if you will, the secrets for just like Rocky, he was underdog, he was scrappy, he was a fighter, he was ethical, he did things right, he was a proud American. So just like that is what we represent here with Yo Rocky, where that is the small, local, ethical, hard-working business owner that's looking to get a little bit more leads, looking to close a little bit more of the leads and turn them into sales. But they don't know quite how to do that, and they'd rather not lose lots and lots of money taking out ineffectual billboards and print ads. Sometimes that'll work. Most of the time it won't if they don't know what they're doing. I know what I'm doing. I'm going to show you the way, Rocky fan. You found a little light, my friend. We're going to take you into this new age of marketing, new age of saleswoman-y. That works too. And get you so that way you are not stressing for money at the end of each month when it comes time to payday. It comes time to do all that fun stuff with that money that you got to do. And you don't have to work your butt off and miss your kids' baseball games, miss your daughter's recital games. No, recitals are not games. Miss your daughter's dance recitals or musical recitals, whatever she's got going on. I do not want to see you miss that, my friend. So stick around. I will show you the way. Let's get to it. I don't know what I'm doing.
Oi, Rocky fan. Coach Spiegel here. So you got yourself quite the treat. So one of my lessons, one of my secrets, one of my youth tools for you to be a success it goes by a quote. It states that amateurs record testimonials, case studies, if you will, and professionals record the process. So that is actually what you're getting here on episode 1 here is you're right at the beginning of one of my students. We are creating her very own business from day 1. So you're getting the first sit down session where we're going to talk about hammering out her business, where it's starting, and how that she's actually going to get her name out there. So as you're listening to this, I want you thinking about your business. Think of like if you were to start all over again, like how would you go about doing that? What that will look like, getting your name out there, marketing, selling, branding, all that fun stuff. So you're getting episode 1 of Her Name is Kelly, and we are starting right at the beginning of her very own small business. There's gold in this one as far as what you're going to learn and how you can apply it to your business. So we're actually at a sit down at a restaurant, and we got the mic on record. So you're going to get some background noise, some background action, all that fun stuff. And so without further ado, let's jump right into session number 1, Kelly building up her own business.
Yeah. See, and that's just it, like I said.
Yeah, we are recording. We're in session number 1. This is Kelly. We have quite the morning, didn't we, Kel's bells?
Yes, we have.
And we just pretend like that thing's not there. Like, we're just talking like we normally would. And we're on first day 1 of her new business coming about. And you're just Kel's bells from now on. That's it. Pretty exciting morning. Almost fate that brought us together, isn't it? And I was just talking to Kel's bells about she's going to be starting her own business. This is a full-fledged business. You got it narrowed down, and as we go along, like we'll narrow it down. I just got done telling her about it was the ego. I call it ego-based marketing versus, and I'm just going to retell that story, okay? With the HVACs there.
versus giving-based marketing. So, because I want you to translate to see how this goes for you and your business. So, what ego-based marketing is more about is like getting your name out there. It's almost like shouting louder than the guy next to you. It's like you got 3 businesses, and whoever shouts the loudest gets the most business. It's not like that at all. And it works when you're a billion-dollar company, when you're Coca-Cola, and if you want to run out of money real fast, you just try to advertise. Yep, sports bars.
Truck rallies.
I don't know what print ads cost, but they always like the local news, or the local like publications. I know in Eau Claire here we got Volume 1, and it's worked well for some people, but otherwise like your ad is there and it's like way at the end, and so somebody can skip over it if they want. They don't got to get to it, or it's like we're in an age right now where it's called permission-based marketing, where you have to have permission to talk to people. And so how do you get permission? So that's where it's called giving-based. So it's like, I'm going to share that story again with the...
Yes.
Or let's see, you want to share it. Need to see how good you remember it.
Oh, how good I do remember it.
You
know. You're talking about the ego versus the very okay. So the ego, you're talking about your air conditioning unit that broke. Yep.
And so you got a guy that,
and you know that you're anticipating spending $1,000 to possibly even fix it.
Yep.
You don't know what's wrong with it. And
you're
you
a good
see
listener.
two advertisements, and there's 2 people that you're talking to, and that one is just all about him and his company and how long they've been in business and how well they all work together. And
you're
they
an excellent student. We
guarantee that they will fix it for you right, and and install it right, and as they're standing in front of their pretty new fleet of vehicles. And the other one is the gentleman that basically is...
just talk to me. Pretend like that's not
okay, just even...
It's like I'm just testing you.
Okay, he's the one that is wanting to make sure that it's broken.
Yep.
That gives you that idea, are you sure that it's broken?
Yep. Ooh, you're on the right track.
And
yep,
happens to have a couple videos about, different situations with the air conditioning unit. And that's what I love about it. It's kind of like the car dealers.
Yep.
Here's a video. Do you think this was what's going wrong?
Yes.
And what you thought was $1,000 day ended up being, a $70 part.
So this applies to we're just going to use air conditioner as an example, but you can use this example for everybody. And I'm going to show you how it works for your business as well. You're a very unique case because you're by yourself. You have a competition of one. There's like, if I go open up with Yellow Pages, there's no. So first we got to narrow down your title, what you are.
Right.
You're very, very specialized into you're going for a specific result. So
exactly. Because it's basically it's me being. I don't want to do the interior design because everybody's buying that means money. That no, I'm going to not buy this vase and that. I am basically that line between an interior designer, and I don't want to be called a cleaning lady.
We'll talk about your. But people ask what you do. We'll talk about. You wanted me to tell you right now?
Yeah.
Okay. People ask what you do. Because business is all around you when you're talking to people, friends of friends, so on and so forth. As soon as they know, that's what she does. So whenever you're talking to somebody about what you do, it's always just remember these 3 things. Okay, who it is that you help, who it is that you serve. So it's fill in this blank template. I help so and so, and that you can go one of 2 directions here. You can go that are struggling with, or you can say that, or you're either talking about their pain that you're helping with, that you're helping solve, or you're talking about the desire that they're getting. Right. So for you, it's I help divorced handsome males.
Yes.
Looking for a date that are, and we'll work on this how to shorten it because you kind of want to get it in it's called the elevator pitch, in about 10 seconds. Okay. I help divorced males that are looking to bring a date home that don't want to ruin that date when their house, they don't know how to make it look presentable like that. Right. And then that's
when your crib isn't looking quite right.
When your crib isn't, So you we'll work on shorten that, like how to impress
like
your
I said
new
before,
date.
It was single men, and whether it be that they've had, are divorced for reasons, or if they've never really been married, but they're wondering why they're single.
Yep.
And just helping, get them organized to be impressive without,
Yeah. Yep. So, and then you always talk about the result. So I help them not ruin the date when they come home. Like I help them finalize the date or something like that.
Yes.
Whatever wordage we'll use with there. And so with your giving-based marketing, so we'll talk about the HVAC guy for just a second,
Okay.
and then we'll go on how that translates to you and your marketing mindset methodology from here on out. So let's say I got my air conditioner at home, and 75% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. About 50% can't come up with $400 in an emergency. About 50%. So let's play it safe. We'll say if they got $500 in the bank. We'll say, and their air conditioner breaks. So one of those businesses, and your business isn't even remotely close to this, but I just want to use this as an example. So the air conditioner breaks. So they're thinking, oh my gosh, and it's like 90-degree days, 100-degree days. And like, oh my gosh, I got to fix my air conditioner. This is killing me, but I don't know if I got enough for it, right? So they go into Google. They might go to Yellow Pages, depending on their age, where they're at. Chances are they're going to go to Google.
Right.
And because even baby boomers know how to use Google. And plus it's faster and easier. But anyway, so they go Google, boom, and they got it narrowed down to about 2 choices from Google. And the first guy is, just like you said, he talks about himself. We're so awesome because of blah, blah, blah. We got 17 flights of vehicles. All my guys are super technologically certified, and they list all the certifications they got going on. Long story short, it's a very impressive resume. They've been in business for 17 years. They got this many clients. They've been serving these guys, guarantee their work, blah, 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 blah. I'd say when we're working together at Cal's Bells, you're going to hear me say blah, blah, blah.
I can
Because I can go on Google right now, and I'm going to see the top 10 choices are all these guys. Should we do it?
Yeah.
Go on Google right now. Let's say my air conditioner just broke, and I go and I Google best air conditioner repair guy. Best air conditioner repair near me. Okay, boom. And I'm going to get 10 different choices here of guys with very impressive resumes. Should I call up some names here? These guys are all amazing people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the first one's Thumbtack. I'm getting off base here. So it's a very impressive resume. They guarantee their work, So that's the first guy. The second option that the poor person with a broken down air conditioner that's sweating their face off, sweating balls, is left and right. They found a second website, and that one says, the guy's saying, hey, did your air conditioner just break? He goes, just so you know, there's a lot of unethical business owners out there, air conditioner owners, that are going to tell you it's this, this, and this, and this, and they're going to charge you $1,000 for it. He goes, but I found that about 80% of if your air conditioner breaks, it's because of this wire right here. So here, let me show you if it's this wire, and then you go after that. So here, follow me. And so there's the video camera. He's reshooting this video, and the video goes on him, and he opens up the air conditioner, and he's demonstrating. He goes, okay, if you got this model here, it's going to look like this, and yours might be blue or yellow, I don't know, da-da-da-da-da. And he goes, it might be this wire here, you just got to connect this here, or flip this switch here, or something like that. And about 8% of the time, this is where the problem is. So once you check that first, see if that fixes it, and after that point, thank you.
Here you go.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ooh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Nice.
Can I get you anything else right
Oh,
away?
thank you.
I don't think so. I think
Okay.
it's perfect.
Enjoy.
Yes, thank you.
And from the perspective, let's go back to real world now. One of two things is going to happen when the customer sees that video. This guy, maybe he said his name. Hey, I'm Joe Bob with Joe Bob HVAC. That's all he said. That's all he said. one of two things is going to happen at that point. The guy is going to follow along with that video, go along, do his little knobber with the wires and all that fun stuff, and the air conditioner is going to be fixed. Boom. And the guy now it's fixed. His air conditioner is fixed. Mm-hmm. The average, the non-ethical HVAC repair guy would be like, oh, that was stupid. He just lost out on the sale. The HVAC guy could have came on over and fixed that for him and charged him for it. Right? That's what the non-ethical wisdom are going to do. And the day and age now, that doesn't work anymore. It works short term for one sale. Now, let's say, so one of two things is going to happen. The guy is going to go fix his air conditioner from that video, from that helpful giving video, and from then on, chances are that air conditioner is going to break down, or that guy's going to know somebody whose air conditioner breaks down. Let's say 6 months down the year, who's that guy calling to come fix his air conditioner? The guy that was super helpful. The guy that was giving, you know? So that's the first scenario. So he just won a customer over for life. If your goal is to be in business for one sale, go that first option. Yeah, we're blah, 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 this or that. If your goal is to be in business for a long term, go along, play the long game like that. And so that's the one situation. The other thing that's going to happen is it's not going to be that little wire. He's going to do that video, and he's going to try it out. He's going to fix that little wire going there, and then that didn't fix it. He's like, oh, shoot, I was hoping that would be that fix it. Now he knows that he's got to call somebody to come fix it because he doesn't like sweating balls in this hot weather. Who is he calling from that moment on? That gentleman, yep. That did it. Yep. That's the age that we're in. This is called giving-based marketing. And not only is it the right thing to do, but it's the smart thing to do. Right?
Definitely.
So what we'll have for you is... Let me get a couple bites.
No, go right ahead.
It's been an awesome morning. Van broke down. You can rescue me.
I know.
I even got that video of him. I actually recorded a video while I was driving. I'll attach it with this here. While I was driving, and I'm driving, and all of a sudden, I hear a ding, and then all of a sudden, everything just quits.
Gosh,
I'm just driving here, and I look at the camera, and I'm like, oh. I turned the camera off, and I kind of scooted to the side of the road. Like, oh, that's nice.
I'm relieved, and I just wouldn't to do anything again.
Yeah, so I just pulled on over.
Yeah.
And so that's when I made those phone calls, and that's where you got a hold of. And then I'm like, well, Kel's Bells is on her way, so I guess I'll finish up that video I was recording. So the rest of the video is like me on the side of the road.
Keeping a lookout for me, pulling it behind.
I actually parked right below. It's emergency stopping only sign. Yeah. So that's actually in the background of that video there. That's pretty cool. Isn't this fun?
It is.
Isn't business fun?
It is.
Yeah, you got that entrepreneur streak in you. Okay, so even though like that situation is how we have to market today, and you're going to have that same mindset methodology when you're going for your business. Okay, so even though you don't have any competition, it's still a smart thing to do. I just use that as an example. And so with you, you're going to have a website. It's not be anything fancy because people don't make decisions on who's got the fanciest website, who's the flashiest. People don't make decisions on...
It's the bullet points that catch your
Yep.
eye.
They make decisions on, can this person help me solve my problems? How can she help me? And so what your website's going to be, it's going to be mainly you, and we'll talk about your naming of it and how you want to brand yourself. If you just want to be... Because right now it's called... yourself is your brand.
Yeah. Like
Coca-Cola, there's no person out there named Coca-Cola. When you are the business, you can just put your name.com, calsbells.com, or something like that. Okay. You don't have to do. The other people that have to kind of be very, very smart with their branding, very smart with their, I call it your URL. I can't say that. They have to be very, very smart with it. That way, the person knows just from reading the URL or their
Exactly.
business name what they do, how does it help me. Like,
have you ever seen somebody that has a business name and you think they're something?
yep, they're something else. Yep.
You're totally, yeah. And
That's why I'm very, very against when they're like in a service type industry, like a repair shop. We'll take. I don't mean to pick on the HVAC world here, for example, but they just work perfect for examples. So I told you the top 10. A lot of them, what they do, and they don't know any better. It's not their fault. They usually do their last name, HVAC repair.
Yeah.
Like, that's cool, but it tells me nothing.
Right.
Like, I'm not going to choose. The average customer is not going to choose who to do it. Now, if they were like, we're the best air conditioner repair guy, and that was the name of the business, like, that might make a difference. But that's cool. Like, that's when they're going to be.
We're the coolest. Get it?
We're the coolest, yeah. That's good. Wow. Somebody could use that one.
Yeah.
That's brilliant right there. Oh, Kelsey, you have so much potential here. We're the coolest HVAC repair.
Wherever you
that could be perfect right there. Somebody wants to roll with that. And
Yeah.
we're the coolest.
Yeah.
So when it's like last name or something, then it's
next on line.
HVAC repair. Then they gotta go. They gotta be very reputation based.
Right.
And they gotta be, but it can still work with.
And don't use a last name that nobody can really actually talk, say, you know?
Yep, but it's okay. Like people's business is an extension of themselves, so it's like, and it's like they're put their name on it. It's like a sense of pride.
Coffee this morning?
Like, this is ours. This belongs to me. I'm gonna treat it.
Well, you know, when me and my husband started our construction business, it was, you know, Copperhead Construction.
Oh, you started it.
Brooks and-
Everything okay
Awesome.
so far? Good.
Punch that.
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you.
So
Copperhead Construction. was
Copperhead?
it, and it was, you know,
were you tempted to like put your last name construction or something? That's what
we were
99% of
going
them do.
to, but with Brooks being such a common name,
Oh yeah. Ooh,
You know?
you guys are so smart.
and then I started.
You're gonna knock
I
this
did
out of the park.
I did the demo part of it, so I was CHC, which was the abbreviation of Copperhead Construction.
Oh, okay.
It was CHC,
Yep.
and then it was, you know, Kelly M. Brooks, you know, LLC. But anyways,
Yeah,
like
you're.
you said, it is. We pondered over that for the longest time.
I bet. Yeah. It is important, but it's not the end all be all. It's very important for, as far as like, it won't make or break a business, but it's a helper of it.
Right.
Like if you were just let's say HVAC repair, we got I think like Halverson is one. Oh, that's okay. I don't know who they are, but a lot of them are just their last name, repair, HVAC, something. Like, if I had to choose between last name repair, last name repair, last name repair, and all of a sudden there's we're the coolest HVAC repair was their name, like, huh?
Yeah.
Just for another reason, it made us smile, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It makes you also make somebody smile. And that's usually like all the second that a person needs. When 10 of them look the same, except for like if you just removed their last name, like we can't tell the difference. Like they're all technical repaired. They're all certified. They all have vans. They're all neat, clean, uniform.
Kind of like the auto world, which
Yep.
I've experienced. You know, I mean, not all of them deal in tires, and not all of them have a tow truck. But you know, their specialty is what their specialty is. You know.
Oh, this is really good. Wow. Good choice, Caldwell. So not that you have any competition in this world, but we're still going to do things smart. So you're going to have what's called giving-based marketing, where it's your website. You can just be cowsbells.com. There's a short on your website. It's usually somebody lands your website, they want to know what you do in about 10 seconds. But what's cool about your world is you are the one that's going to be directing people to your website. So you're going to be talking to them first, or it's going to be referral based. And so you're going to be saying, this is how you get a hold of me here. So it's not so much your website is a magnet, like random Joe ends up on your website and, oh, I wonder what she does. Yeah, I do have that problem. Yeah, I do want to solve. That's going to be very rare. You're going to be the one that's directing people to it. Like you're going to be out prospecting, you're going to be out socializing, and just your reputation alone. Like, you're going to be getting random calls. So your website is there almost as, because it's pretty easy to do, but it's almost to finalize the deal. Okay.
And I'm sure is it also like bringing in those the words like, do you feel tired, or do you know, I mean,
Yep.
Pinpoint what they're feeling as to, or you know what I'm
Right.
saying?
So with your website, you're going to be given basic website where you're going to have the normal who you are, picture of you.
Okay.
Because you're the brand in this.
Right.
It's just you. So it's going to be who you are, and it's going to be like you're going to have a short line. I'll talk to you about your website design before long. But the essence of it is that it's going to be, you're going to have about like 5 articles or so. You're going to be like that HVAC guy. You're going to have videos that say, hey, are you so-and-so that you're like, you narrow down your target, let's call it your target market.
Right.
You're narrowing it down where it is, are you single? Are you a male? Are you pretty good looking?
Yeah.
You know, you haven't been told that you're horrible looking.
Hey guys. Yeah. Right.
Just because you're not Brad Pitt doesn't mean I can't help you. But have you ever brought a date home? You know, everything went awesome. You lined up this date. It was a blind date or something like that, or you met her online or
Finalize
something.
that date?
Yep.
Is it because you opened your door?
You opened your door. She came in, and all of a sudden she's not returning your phone calls. She's not calling you back.
And I have done that to men, which is very judgmental on my part, but
But you're kind. Like, you don't want to tell them, it's because your place was.
Right.
Guys don't know this. No, and us guys don't know what we don't know.
It says a lot. Like I said, the guys.
Ooh, can you practice that story I told you earlier about Joan and the manure?
Oh, Joan.
Yep.
Yes.
Do you remember that story
yes,
I told you, or
yes,
just earlier?
Yes.
Let me test your memory.
Okay. That's when Joan was up north, and it was that.
Yep.
Wasn't that Amish guy?
That all good stories always have a moral to the story.
Very
So if you notice that the stories that I tell, they always have a moral. They always have a point. So the moral of that
Friend
story.
Bob.
Yep.
Yes.
So the moral of that story was
Exactly.
people don't know what they don't know, right?
And I love that line.
Yep. So
Yep.
because you're going to need to use that story
Exactly. Yeah.
when you're talking to people about what you do. You're talking to males about what you do. You always got to put it in a story format. Okay. So people ask what you do, instead of saying, "Oh, I help," kind of a little bit of what we talked about earlier. I help males. You can even say, when they ask what you do, you can even give a 20-second story about a success story that you had. Well, what I do? Well, this gentleman that I helped with, he was very handsome, and he was divorced, and he had an amazing first date, and he brought her home on the first date, and she left very soon after entering his home. And she left, and she never called him back, and he always wondered why. He goes, and it was because of his house. I help people like Bob. I help gentlemen like Bob that need to kind of finalize the date, seal the deal.
I'd say it was my own true story, honestly.
Yeah, you just share the story. So,
Yep.
doesn't that sound a lot better than, oh, I help so-and-so? Or just to sell it, or just what most people do is they just announce their title.
Exactly.
I'm project coordinator
Kelly Brooks,
at so-and-so
Exactly. There you go.
at university. Like, that doesn't help drum up any more business, prospect anymore. So people don't know what they don't know. So I told you that story earlier about Joan and
Joan
and
Bob.
the manure and
Yeah.
the
And I
Laura
love it.
Ingalls
And
Wilder
they've known
days.
each other forever. That's what I liked about it. It was her nice way of putting it.
Yep.
Yep.
So let me hear you tell that story.
Oh, okay.
Because you're gonna have to practice it.
Well, Bob was coming up to help her out, right? To give hay rides. Was that it?
You want me to tell you it one more time?
Yeah, go
Okay.
ahead. I know you should. Just leave it to you.
So, this is Laura Ingalls Wilder days
There you go.
up in Pepin County. That's where Laura Ingalls Wilder grew up. And it's like a big fair. It's a big festivity. There's parades. Then there's this gentleman who's a farmer. I forget his name, Jim Bob or something like that. And been a farmer his whole life. And he pulls up his tractor and he's got it's a hay. It's not a hay ride, but it's like the hay wagon.
Right.
And it's got like benches on it and stuff like that. He pulls up and he goes to talk to Joan. And the local I don't know who she is in the town there, but people, she seems to be like socialized. And he comes up and they start chatting a little bit, and Joan asks Farmer Jim Bob, hey, how's it going? How's it going this year? Because he gives rides. They give him like $5 or something like that. Exactly. He pulls them around and he makes a nice little income for that day. And he goes, oh, it's terrible. Some people are cheap this year or something like that. He goes, excuse me, nobody's jumping on these rides. I don't know what's going on. People are cheap, or what's going on? And she looks at his wagon, and it's covered with manure. Covered with like hay that's stuck on there with manure and all that fun stuff. He's been a farmer his whole life. I think he was like Amish or a Mennonite or something like that. And so he grew up around manure smell all day long. It was around him all the time. That was his normal. He looked at that wagon and nothing seemed off to him. That was his normal. Yep, yeah, there was flies. And she goes, Jim Bob, you got manure, you got shit everywhere. And he goes, people aren't going to sit on their shit. What? Why not? I don't get it. So she's helpful like that. He didn't know what he didn't know. So she grabs her hose and he hooks it up and he sprays it down. Lets it dry for like 20 minutes. And then, okay, go see what happens now. And so she goes back into town and he comes pulling by. And now she sees him driving by. And he's got a packed wagon. Yep. And he's like, he stops by later that day. Oh, thank you so much for telling me that. I had no idea. So that's kind of what you do. Like for these men, for these gentlemen,
right.
They don't know what they don't know.
Exactly.
For them, that's normal.
Exactly.
Have dishes sitting out, having
right.
their, what did you say, a television that's not on a stand or something? Yeah. Their television sitting on the floor.
The television sitting on an old TV tray.
Yep.
And you've got boxes in there that that you're using for your coffee table. I just,
Yeah.
Pictures still sitting on the floor, and just nothing organized. But like you said, it's their norm. They don't know.
Yep. They don't know.
They don't know.
So you need a nice, awesome gal like you to come in and.
Well, and there's a lot of guys that I run into that have no concept of design.
No concept of
they
design.
Really don't,
Yep.
And one simple picture on a wall can make a huge difference.
Oh, for sure.
Or
Yep.
just slight change in the couch, So, but that's my passion. Is you want to go home,
That's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
Yeah, or can just be guys that just want to go. I like how you got to narrow down who it is you're helping. So, for your given-based marketing, so your website's going to be pretty basic. I'll show you how to set all that up. But it's just going to be helpful articles. Say, hey, it can be just what you just said right there. Hey, are you aware that you tell who? Hey, I'm Kels Bells with Kels Bells. I don't know. Design. Yeah, you can call it design. You didn't gotta say that. Hey, I'm Kels Bells, and this is just your video, and say, because most people that are watching the videos have some concept of who you are already. Like your website and your marketing is just going to exist to finalize the deal. Most of your starting off, it's like, where's this customer journey start? For them, a lot of them, it's going to be you face-to-face interaction. Like going to be somebody that knows you, and it's going to be like referral based, or you're going to call say, hey, I talked to Jimmy, who you did a great job with, and he had me to come and get a hold of you because you did such a great job with him, and he's got a date now, and he's married, and it's all because of you. Boom. Mm-hmm. Right. And
just got back from his wedding.
Yep. He told me to give you a call.
Right.
And so most people are going to be familiar with that, watch these videos, so you don't got to be super detailed about it. But your videos are just going to be like, your website is just going to be either helpful articles, or I would definitely go with video first.
Okay, yeah.
And I understand you might be a little scared of video being on there, but it's the fastest way to get people to know, like, and trust you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And so, you for instance, like, you could have 5 videos. The first video could be, hey, are you aware, like, just one picture here is going to make all the difference in the world? Like, is this how your wall looks like now? Boom, boom, boom. 5 minutes. Yep. And you're just being helpful before you even ask for a sale. You're going back to our HVAC story guy. You're saying, hey, you can have another video where you talk about your television screen on a TV stand. Say, hey, just so you know, guys, this is not cool. This is not cool. Your girl sees this for the first time. She's going to be very turned off. You could have done everything right up to now. You could have been super helpful. You could have been handsome. You could have been rich. You could have been caring. You could have opened the door for her every time. You could have smelt so good. You know, you just bought a brand new shirt just for this first date. You got some new clothes.
She doesn't want to read last week's newspaper.
Yep.
You know.
And all of a sudden you bring her home to your house, and there's your television on this TV stand here. Ruined it. Sorry, guys. So at least take this TV stand, get it out, put this on it. Here's a very cool TV stand here. Do this one. Or
it's taking their stuff.
Yep.
You know? So instead of all your books on top of that bookshelf, your flat screen
Yep.
TV can work. You know, I mean,
you could have this running in a couple weeks. Yeah, there's no startup involved because it's just you.
right.
Just going with it. I would recommend, you have a website though. Usually hosting for a website's usually like $5 a month,
Okay.
and that's usually going out. I'll show you how all that all goes down. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
This is
So,
going to be
so just stick with, Kelly Brooks.
I would say,
A lot of people
yeah.
don't use Kelly Brooks.
Kelly Brooks.
Rainbow.
KellyBrooks.com.
Yeah, this is Kelly Brooks.
If you need some action step to do today,
Yeah.
go nail down that domain. Go to domains.google.com.
Okay.
That's going to be your best bet. Are you familiar at all with how things work online?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. My sister and I helped build my dad's website like 8 years ago.
Yeah, 8 years ago.
Yep. When
A
'cause
website
he's-
design
Yeah, because
stuff?
he restores old combines, old Massey
nice.
Harris combines and stuff. But he was doing the Harvest Brigade, and Julie wanted to make it fitting, but I was the one that loaded all the photos and took all the photos, and so
Domains.google.
Okay. Dot Google.
Yep.
Okay.
And
And go on there and just make sure that.
you just put in. You just go to search here. We can go right here. Because all you're doing is just nailing down your domain for your website.
Mm-hmm.
And you go domains, and you just go search for domain name. Is it Kelly? I?
Yep.
Awesome. Brooks. Yeah, perfect. .com. Boom, and you will see if it's available. I bet it will be. And yep, $12 a year.
Really?
Oh yeah, that's pretty known. And what you do is you go check it out. So do you have like a Gmail account? Yeah.
Yep.
So you just sign in through
Okay,
there.
okay.
And it'll just normal checkout. What you do then? So KellyBrooks.com means you click that little shopping cart there. Oh, I got 2 domains in there. Okay, never mind. I don't want that one. Now you go and proceed to checkout. As you can tell, I buy a lot of domains. And you want to put my info private. That's all you. This is
Oh, okay.
normal stuff.
Okay.
Because you don't want people
Right.
random.
Okay.
And
So make sure I'm not-
from there, and that could be like I was talking about hosting. Yeah, I do want you to.
So what do you think, like, just the general design should be of mine? Just
Um,
the general background
yep,
with
well-
my bullet points?
Yep, here's kind of how it's going to look. People go 5 years ago even, people are spending $5-10 grand on a website. That's very, very beautiful, very select. When somebody, there's going to be 2 types of people that end up on your website for the first time. So this is your first timers. Your website is going to be, it's an asset in your business. It's not going to be your selling piece. Like you're not going to randomly have a customer client. Like all of a sudden you look at your bank account and there's like $500 sitting there and it's traced back to a customer that ended up here. That's not going to happen. Because a lot of your business is going to be face-to-face. So there's 2 types that's going to end up at your business. There's 2 types. Your website for the first time. It's going to be somebody that has heard of you, has yet to talk to you, and ends up there for the first time. And the second one is going to be people that you've actually personally talked to.
Right.
They say,
they're just basically going there to get my number. Or
Yep. You talk to them. You've drummed up some interest in them. Okay. They're not interested. They're like, I wonder what it can be. Yeah. And they just want some more information on you. Right. That's it. So this isn't going to be. There's very impressive websites out there.
So can I use the background of my own on that?
Yep. So what'll happen is your website, and unfortunately, however reason that they ended up at your website. And then the third bucket is going to be people that are already customers of yours, or maybe they bought once, that are actually like reading your articles, watching your videos, because they're attracted. I don't mean like attracted like dating wise. I mean attracted like they like what you're putting down.
Right.
Like you're interesting. Yeah. They want to know that information that you know. Like you've already helped them out once. And now they're watching your video and be like, oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, she did that with my house. And so it's going to be basically repeat buyers.
Yeah.
Is the third type.
Exactly.
And what's cool is we can all treat them the same. So what's going to happen is, for your first timers, it's about the average, it's all about attention. Mm-hmm. So you're, how deep you want me to go on this?
Well, no, I was just looking for a photo that I was going to show you. That
oh, yeah.
I wasn't sure, I'm definitely not ignoring that.
No, I am. Because I'm about to get pretty deep and could get complicated here like that. But you've been following along pretty well so far. So some of this might feel like, it's too much.
Oh, no, but it's everything that I've been thinking.
Yep.
I need to get it narrowed down. Mm-hmm. It's been so out there, just a bunch of, stuff.
So your website, so when a person arrives at your website the first time, a goldfish attention span, as far as like how long they can stay focused. Let's say you're trying a goldfish. Have you heard about this story?
Yes.
Goldfish attention span is 9 seconds.
Okay. I know
they can only stare at like one thing for 9 seconds. Us humans, when it's like the first time, they call it like the first exposure, we're about 7.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
A couple years ago, it was in a minute. Back in when like the 70s and 80s, it was about a minute. And then every year, because of it's usually a lot with these things.
Right, because
we're just like, for instance, on Facebook. Let's go to Facebook right now. Each of these things, I got about 7 seconds that I devote time to, and that I ask myself, is this worth further investigation? And for most of us, why it's gone so far, and it usually has to do, Facebook is a whole nother ballgame. But this is what people are doing. Oh, you probably know the story. The guy, remember on Seinfeld? Yeah. Seinfeld's got his stick. He's watching television with all the 200 cable channels, and he's going, he's like screws it through there. Right?
Yeah.
If he gave each of those channels 7 seconds, that would have been like amazing. But it's like maybe half a second. Have you been around guys that have done that?
Oh my God. And especially when you're not in the room and you're wondering what in the heck. It's going from the cowboy western to the football game to the golf game to all within 3 seconds.
Females are way better about it. But you're like, how do you do that? Oops, sorry.
I don't think. You don't even give it time. You can't let you know what it's doing. And that's why a lot of them won't do commercials all the same time.
Yeah. So unfortunately, that's what people that go online. That's what that concept there is like blown up on the steroid. So you have about somebody ends up on your website for the first time. These are your first timers. One of those 2 categories, and you got about 5 seconds to kind of win them over. And what you do is it's a picture of you, because you're the brand, and you and your beautiful smiling face. You got a great smile too, by the way. And usually it's a little blurb under it that summarizes in about 5 seconds. They just read it. Say who it is that you're helping, who it is. Say, hey, hi, I'm Kelly, and I help guys at da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
And that way they know within about 10 seconds. Chances are they already heard of you, so they're giving you a little bit more leeway than just those 5 seconds. Because they've heard of you, a friend of you. But
I wanted to, that's where I was saying with the whole making sure it's single buys.
Yep.
And then...
Yep, you can say, are you single? Single? looking to date, but you feel your place looks like crap.
Yeah.
And I can help with that. Boom, I can help with that. And single guy looking to date, scared to, afraid to bring her home.
Yeah.
And you have no idea how to fix it.
Right.
I can help with that. That's it. That was like what took up about 5 seconds right there. Mm-hmm. So let's say somebody just randomly, because this is not.
Well, and some guys are never going to sit there and go, well, the reason why I don't take her home is because,
Yep.
Fido's taken over.
Yeah. For a lot of these guys, they're not randomly searching for this. Like I was telling you earlier, my air conditioner broke down. Mm-hmm. I'm looking for the best air conditioner. These guys, it's kind of a problem, but they don't know that it's a problem. Right. So your job, what's cool about your website is you don't have to like tell them that it's a problem. This is how you're going to fix it, and try to win them over right there. Like that's going to be you talking to them out in person. Exactly. You just being social, you talking to people, you doing good job with the people you're already doing a good job with, getting referrals, getting a good reputation. Mm-hmm. And so I would recommend like even that's enough right there. And then what's going to happen is it's a big old picture of you, and we're going to have what's called a lead. What you are trying to do, you're trying to convert walker-bys into leads. Right. So pretend like your website is a store, like a window shop. Mm-hmm. Let's say like you just open up a clothing store. People that visit your website, they're like walker-bys. You want to turn those walker-bys, like window shoppers and stuff, you want to get them into the store. Because now what's in the store, now you can do stuff with them. So what you want to do is it's called a lead magnet, and we're going to get very digital here. What it is, it's almost like a very awesome piece of information, a piece of knowledge, some secrets or something like that, that would help them out. Right. That's for free in exchange for their email. They call it a lead magnet. Okay. So it could be like what works the best is like really something that I call it a small hinge that swings a big door, something that would make a big difference. So your lead magnet, for just going off the top of my head, like I'll do more thinking about this, your lead magnet, it's just something, because you want to turn them into a lead. You want to get their email address. You can collect their phone number if you want, but you want to at least turn them, because now you can talk to them again. Because if they visit your website and then they're gone forever, you have no chance to turn them into
and that's why, like, how do they say, free consultation or whatever, free. I mean, I would come over to their house.
Yep. Yep. Even that's a really big step. That's where a lot of the websites go wrong. Is they say free estimate, free consultation. That works pretty good for like if something's broke, right? Like if I got a leaky roof or a company coming in, or like I'm gonna get that works really good in like the home-based market where they're doing that, where they just want to come in, they want to see what the damage is and go from there. And even those guys can do a way lot better. Even those guys can be very well.
So then basically we should.
That's like a huge thing.
Are you tired of that room being unorganized?
Yep.
Let me help you.
Yep. Yep, and you, we'll talk about your copy and your messaging and the words that you use. It's always going to be towards their pain. So the room being messy. Ooh, you want me to tell you another story?
Yeah.
So this one's kind of famous. You probably heard of it in the sales world. They tell a story all the time. There's this guy, he was selling door-to-door furnaces. Have you heard the story?
No, I mean, I think I have.
You probably have. Yeah. It's brilliant. And the story came out in the 50s, and it's still being violated every single thing. You'll see it. So there's this guy, he was selling some big deal furnace. We'll call it big deal furnace.
There you go.
Okay. He showed up at door-to-door, knocking people's door, and he says, "Hey, are you worried about the winter coming up or something like that?" I don't know what language he used, talking to his customers, but he found this one nice old lady. "Yes, young man, come on in. Let me hear what you got to say." And he goes into the spiel about how awesome that this big deal furnace is. It kicks out 18,000 units of BTU per second. Have you heard the story?
No, but go ahead, please do.
He talks about how awesome that it is. He goes, you got to have this. It kicks out this much heat. It does this. It does that. And it's so cool and state of the art. And it's the only one of its kind. You can't find this thing anywhere else. All that fun stuff. And he goes on for like 20 minutes. And at the end of it, he gets done talking. I won't even tell you how many sales rules he's violated there. You probably know him as well. Like, as far as talking and presenting and being a salesperson, he violated every single one up to that point. But here's the kicker. Here's the point of the story. He gets to the end of it, and she sits down, and she's like holding his brochure like this, and he's like, young man, all I want to know, would this furnace keep an old lady warm during the winter? all that information was nice.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing it. I'm very impressed. Very impressed by the BTUs.
You need to know the coloring and the wiring.
Coloring of the wiring, yeah. Oh, it goes. This line goes from here.
It has 3 intakes.
It's 3 intakes. You've been in that situation before, haven't you? Have you gotten?
Well, and by the time they're done, I'm just kind of lost interest in what they're trying to sell me. You know.
Oh, that shouldn't matter. I got the keys for the van. I just drop them off at the van. I don't know if I was supposed to leave them there for the tow truck driver. I think you just leave them back at the shop.
I don't think he need them.
Yeah.
I can't say.
So when I'm talking about your messaging and your website and your thingy, like it's going in with that mindset. Rude talk, rude mouth, right?
Did you leave the van unlocked? Yeah.
No, I didn't. Crap. Well, when they go get
Just
it.
that bike, you know, that the keys are there. And
Yeah.
You know, whoever goes together.
The keys are at the shop. So when you ask your potential client, hey, is your room disorganized? Always be thinking about that old lady. All I want to know is this is keeping an old lady warm during winter. So if the room is disorganized, what's the pain involved with that? What's the displeasure with it? Like, hey, instead of saying
going home because
exactly. Yep. You just talk about the pain or the desired end result, getting a date. Finding a soulmate, finding somebody like that. So you say, hey, so it's cool to talk about the disorganized living room.
Or I could do it, still looking for that special one, and it's been 10 years.
Yep. Yeah, you're very. Yeah,
I see exactly where you're going with it, and I'm liking that, and that's why I said, I definitely want
turn you into a star.
Because some single guys really don't care.
Yep.
But then it is that. Well, the reason
You're gonna have more business. You're
recently divorced and still living out of your boxes. Yeah.
So you can turn it. It's probably gonna happen. We'll talk about the evolutions of your business. But back to this lead magnet. So what you want? This is called giving-based marketing. Can I tell you another story?
Go ahead.
So they got something going on in their mind when they arrive at your website for the first time. And think of your website as your home, as your house. And I'm going to tell this story one of two ways. First, it's going to be, I call it giving-based marketing. I call it the apple pie story. You just you're new to a new area. You just move in the first time, and you're unpacking all your stuff, and you hear ding dong at the door. Ding dong. And you go answer it, and here it's Jimmy, your neighbor over there. Hi, I'm Jimmy. I'm your neighbor over there. Hey, can I borrow $20? And I'm sorry. I screwed up the story. Okay, Jimmy is ding dong. Hi, I'm Jimmy, your neighbor over here. And Jimmy hands you a vacuum cleaner. And he says, hey, I'm a vacuum sales person, and you got to have this vacuum. It's so awesome. And I just noticed you're new to the area, so you're probably going to have dirty floors. So you got to use this vacuum. It's so cool, and it does a really good job, and you got to buy it right now. And Okay. How would you react to that at that point?
I would be one. I've already got a vacuum. No, I'm just kidding.
He's all in your face. Buy my vacuum. Buy my vacuum. Blah, blah. This is your first time meeting this guy.
I know.
First time, right?
Yeah.
You never even heard him. You barely got his name out there. Or,
He's just
or like you say, he doesn't.
smooth Joe talk.
Yeah, smooth Joe talk.
I mean, just,
Yep.
yeah.
And
Very turnout,
yep.
Yeah.
So you
In my
kind of
case,
slam the door.
yeah.
Like, get out of here. That's normal. That's reaction. That's human nature right there. And so now you got you hear an hour later you're still unpacking. You're a little mad about that exchange, and now you hear another ding dong at the door, and your first thought is probably, oh, it's that Jimmy again. Oh man. Well, it might not be Jimmy. Let me go see. And you peek around the curtain, like they do to make sure it's not Jimmy. If you got yeah, or people that were getting chased by bill collectors. You can't peek around the curtain because they're watching for that curtain to see who it is. You got to peek under the curtain or something like that, or you got to do something, see who's there. Back in the day, 20 years ago, it was you hear the doorbell ring. Yeah, it's company. Yeah, come on in. Nowadays, it's all. Who is it?
TV.
Who is it? Quiet down. Shh, no talking. We're not home. Who is it? Are you expecting company? Who's trying to sell me something?
The dog's barking.
The dog's barking. We're quiet. We're not home. Oh, we're having a good time, aren't we? And so,
Okay,
so
who is this?
So what is it? But you peek around the curtain and you see it's a nice old lady. And she's holding a pie or cookies. Yeah, it could be cookies. Yeah. But you'd rather go cookies? We can call this. You'd rather have cookies. Okay, we'll call this the cookies story.
Yeah, okay.
Of course, right? The answer is she's a beautiful, nice older lady, and she's got a big, beautiful smile on her face. She goes, "Hi, I'm Susie. I see you're new to the area. I'm just your neighbor over here, so I want to welcome you to the neighborhood. Here's some cookies." She hands you the cookies, and then it's a little bit of silence, okay? As she hands you the cookies, what do you say?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And you maybe invite her in, or you maybe talk to her or something like that, and you see her a couple days later. Hey, how'd you like those cookies? Oh, they're so good. Thank you for those cookies. They're so good. And she goes, oh, how's the move going? You have a friendly chat. Let's say about a week later, 2 weeks later, all of a sudden she comes over and she notices that your vacuum cleaner just broke down. And she goes, just so you know, I do sell vacuum cleaners on the side. And I can help you out there with that. You can borrow this vacuum cleaner for a day. Use this vacuum cleaner, and if it does a good job, I noticed your floors are looking bad. If it does a good job, you can go ahead and keep the vacuum cleaner. Thank you. End of the result of the two stories, they're both selling vacuum cleaners. Which one would you most rather? Whether you buy a vacuum cleaner or not, that's relevant. But which one would you most rather buy? Which of these people would you most rather buy?
From the lady.
High five.
Yeah.
High five that shit. Yep.
The guy was away too.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So think of your first time visitors, people arriving to your website the first time. Always be thinking about Sweet Susie there. Mm-hmm. And what most people do is they go. They're like Jimmy. They're really up in your face. Right. How many billboards did we pass today? They're going for that sale right there. They're like, hey, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. We're so awesome. Gotta buy my stuff. Da 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 da. And we're very turned off by it. It's not how we interact as a human species, right? We're most like Sweet Susie there. So think of your first time visitors to your website as you're the Susie in the story, okay? Even though it was you doing the move in there, you're actually Sweet Susie in the story. So they arrived at your website the first time. That's you knocking on the door. Hi, I'm so-and-so. What's going on in your life? Tell me about yourself. I see you're new to there. Here, have some cookies.
Yes.
So your cookies in this story is your lead magnet. So think about your guy arriving to your website for the very first time, and he is that sweet old divorced guy. So he's not broke, he doesn't have to be super rich, not broke, just kind of right there. You got to narrow down. So he's arrived at your website the first time, and boom, what your lead magnet wants to do, we can have an entire session just talking about your lead magnet, but the essence of yours, you're just a prime time territory here. The essence of your lead magnet is, hey, these 10 things going on in your house right now are turning your new dates off. Here, give me your email address, give me your number, and I'm going to tell you what these 10 things are. And yep, that's it. You're like, yeah, I want to know what those 10 things are. I want to know why my dates keep running away, why they're not returning my phone calls.
Right.
Your lead magnet could be, hey, these 7 things.
After you've taken.
Yep.
Yeah.
These 7 things are the reason why your dates aren't returning your calls. Yeah.
Since she stopped by your place.
Yeah. They say here, and we'll talk about the design of your website, but that's it. When they arrive, they see that within the first 5 seconds, right, of your website, and now you got their information. Now they're a lead. You got their email address. You got their phone number if you want to go that far with it, and I would even offer to get their phone number too, because chances are they're arriving here knowing who you are already. Like they already kind of trust you a little bit. For very, very first timers that don't have that trust. Long story short, with what Sweet Susie did with her cookies, she built up a little trust with you. She built up a little relationship with you, right? Yep. So the more trust you build up, the cookies were so good. Yep. So all of a sudden they download your lead magnet here. So it's usually a PDF. It's usually like a short thing. Like it could be like a really good article, a short ebook. It differs. I would say it could even be an ebook for you, like a short, like 5-page ebook. It could just be 10 things, and then you have like a video to go along with that tutorial, which is like super easy to do. And when they arrive to you the first time, they put in their email address. Now they're on an email address. Now what you do, that's a whole different ballgame there. But now you do a thing called like email marketing. And pretty much the essence of email marketing is they got turned into a lead. You don't want it to go to waste. You just got to stay in contact with these guys. You just got to like send them an email. Once a week is usually minimum, where you just talk about like if you just release a new video or a new article and you say, hey, do you got this stuff going on? And then there's different methodologies for email marketing. That's another topic in itself. But the essence is you give on your email address, you give a little bit, and every so often you tell them about, like, you ask them. And I would recommend it in every email, like you be helpful, you talk about yourself, okay? And yeah, well, I blasted you with a lot today, Kels Bills.
No, that's good.
But you follow on. You're very impressive. We can have this open. You could have your own business going. Yeah, I think it was fate today.
And I'm literally bringing the band back.
Yep.
It is. You have to sit up
Fate today.
Yes.
Are you like pretty spiritual at all? You
Yes.
believe in?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yes, isn't that nice? Yeah.
Are you Catholic or Christian?
I was born and raised Catholic.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But I'm very much my own Christian.
Nice. I think you're us entrepreneurs. You're an entrepreneur, and we have kind of like, I don't have to call them like guardian angels, but it's like it's almost like a spirit guide in this world of entrepreneurship. We are very selective. We are very rare, us entrepreneurs, business people. That's why it crushes my soul when I hear about 85% of small business owners go belly up in 3 years, because they're called. They're so rare. Us people, we're extremely rare. There's people that don't have any inclination at all to start their own business. Like they hear what we're talking about today, and it scares them to death. And not only like being scared is one thing, but like to actually have the desire to go out and do it. And for whatever reason, it's very, very rare. There's people that are like, just fine being an employee, just fine going along and collecting a 9-to-5 job.
Like my older brother,
Yep.
that is a very, very, very good artist and a musician. And we always told him, you need to get out there and do your art. It'd be beautiful.
Yep.
But I'm like, you've got to sell it. He draws birds by dots. He can draw just.
Yep, that right there is a perfect snapshot of the classic business owner. Like, they're extremely talented. Remember I was telling you earlier about they're very, very good, like, for lack of a better word, technicians. They're very, very good artists. But then, so he created this amazing piece of art. Now how to sell it,
Right.
how to get it out there, how to build a business around that. That's a whole different ballgame that requires a lot of skills, a lot of things.
Exactly.
And they got to have the desire to do it.
Because you know why
Yep.
he said? He goes, I don't ever want to be an artist on demand. And I went, all right.
Yep.
You know, I mean, which is okay if that's how he said it, you know, but when he does his pictures, it's for a reason, for a moment.
For sure. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And that world is there for.
Exactly.
This is your
My brother.
Your brother. Okay. So that world exists for him to actually build a business around that,
Right.
for whatever reason, whether he's selling it or whether he's an artist, like doing that on the side, but then being like an artist for a business.
Right.
Because I got a couple on demand too, like where I have graphic artists on the side that design me logos, design me
Very cool.
for stuff like that. And but that's like what pays the bills for them. Like they use that artistry to do it, but on the side they probably like create that. For instance, like Michelangelo, one of the greatest entrepreneurs of all time that nobody talks about. Michelangelo, amazing artist, amazing this. He was very, very rich, very, very rich, because he actually was drawn to the business side of it.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
He back in the day, I forget what year that was in Venice is there, but he was actually like the Bill Gates of his time. Like he was that super rich, and it's kind of like you could tell that story to your brother. It's a very big myth of the starving artist like that, and actually like same thing with Leonardo DiCaprio. No, I'm sorry, Leonardo da Vinci. But even the actors of today, they're all artists that are all like,
oh yeah,
for sure. And
yeah, I mean, I totally agree. In one way or another, whether it be the photography, oil painting, water painting.
Yep.
You know. I mean, I want to get into pottery, but
woo,
this is neat.
Yeah, I think your spirit guide or your entrepreneur spirit guide, because we're so rare. I do believe that we have in this own world, like it's almost like some people even refer to it as like our future self. It's almost like our future self is already up in the spirits, and they're like, "Hey, this is what you gotta do." They're like our guide. I think somebody's looking out for you today.
Well,
that put us together.
I mean, it's just amazing. It is. Because the last 2 weeks, I've had 3 people that have been, I mean, really struck by me, and I just
struck by you. What do you mean?
And they said you have an angelica feeling. Honestly, in the last lady.
Yeah, I sensed it too. Yeah.
Where she goes, I
sensed it
give you a hug,
just talking to you on the phone. I could feel it through the phone.
Well, it was
that's
like
why I had to ask
forever.
those questions I asked you when we picked you up.
I know, and you did it so quickly. It wasn't like you sat there really quiet, yeah. I don't know. I'm a very. It's the truth. And ironically, I do ghost hunts. So.
Awesome.
Not the. You don't make them mad. You just go and figure it out. But yeah.
So, what we can do, figure out what time works for you, and we'll kind of meet on because you're going to be on this customer journey.
Okay.
We're going to take our listener here on a journey, and they're going to watch the birth of this business for you. And you probably pick up a few clients just from this here. This is
I love it.
just because just today was me and you together dropped so much value for the small business owner out there.
Like I said, you took all my balloons and you grabbed the port ones that
Yep.
to make them.
Yep. We'll make this real. This will be happening. So we'll just meet on a week-to-week basis and just talk just like this. And that's the beginning of you.
Okay.
It's going to happen real quick because you got so much of the stuff figured out, and there's not a lot of how to work for. Let's say somebody was just starting out and this was an idea that they had in the back of their mind. Like it would be the first things that we did, whether they have a business or they got a business and they're just looking to drum up more. Like it's still the same thing, walking through the process. But a lot of them, it's educate them on, like today, just getting that domain.
Right.
That would have been like a month-long project.
Right. Yeah.
Just narrowing down the I've worked with people that literally stressed for a month straight of what to name their business. It's important to name their business, or even like what their URL is,
Right.
something.com.
Yeah.
For 1 month, they sat on it, and it's almost like they put more. There's nothing wrong with them. It's important, but there's a lot of hesitation. It's usually that one thing, and I sense a lot of fearlessness in you. I sense a lot of like, even if there is some scaredness, I sense a lot of I'm doing it anyways type of thing, which is incredibly rare. That's why, and just what you've done on your own already, just the fact you've built up a couple of case studies. How it works for most people is if they have an idea for a service, let's say, take my story for example. I got to my story, but I'll tell you that if you want to learn all about it later. Okay. But I started off as a personal trainer, working for a gym. So let's say I wanted to go off and be my own personal trainer, go off and start my own gym. The first step would be, what you already did, because we're always selling something. We're always selling the results. So let's say I'm a personal trainer for the weight loss world. And first step would be, let me make sure this works. Let me have proof of concept. Let me have evidence. So what's going to happen is, where most people get it wrong is they create something that's not proven, or they build something that's not proven, or they start a service that's not proven, and then they try to go prove it to people and like try to convince somebody to part with their money in exchange for that service or product. So let's take me for example, and let's say I'm a weight loss coach and jump into the personal training world, and I show up to somebody for the first time, hey, that's a little overweight, and like, hey, let me help you lose 50 pounds. And I got all these degrees, and I got all these certifications, and I read all these books and all this fun stuff. And I go through this list of stuff, these credentials, this resume. This is why you should hire me to help you lose those 50 pounds, and this is what I charge.
Is that what you said right out of your mouth?
Is that what I said? Yeah. You little stinker.
Really?
Yep. Now let's say.
So you're saying it?
Yeah.
No, just kidding. Go. Yeah.
So that's kind of how most people do it. Versus, I jump into this, starting my own weight loss clinic, my own personal training studio, or whatever. First thing is before even announcing I'm this and that, and let's say I have a program that I know that, let's say, works. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and grab like 3 or so people, at least one, and say, hey, I got this program. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I got a pretty good idea that it will, based on what I know so far. How about I have a train you for free, help you lose your 50 pounds, and you're a case study. You're a proof that it works, right? And so let's say I did that. And now let's say we'll go back to our HVAC example earlier. We got this nice lady that's 50 pounds overweight. She steps on the scale and she goes, that's it. I need to lose 50 pounds. That's it. And all of a sudden, there is she narrows it down to between 2 personal trainers to work from. And the first one is kind of what I was telling you earlier. Nice laundry list of credentials and books that he wrote, and he's a speaker and all this fun stuff, and he's got degrees, got this many degrees, he's got this many certifications, and then the other guy, it has a success story and proof that it happened. Because let's say the second guy is like saying, hey, I don't know what brings you here, but I bet you got 50 pounds to lose, and here's a story of Gina that had 50 pounds to lose, and I took her from point A to point B. Here, go watch this story, see how it goes. Right? So now it's proof of concept. And so you already got that going for you. For most people, that's like a couple months adventure right there. Just making sure that it works. Right? Mm-hmm. You don't want to build something and then bring it to market and it blows up, fails. Yeah. You want to make sure that it works. So you have case studies, you have proof, you have success stories. So you already got those. So you're already ahead of the game. So this is going to happen really, really fast for you.
Good deal.
Woo!
So when would you like to meet next?
So, yes. What days work, huh? This is fun. I like Sunday mornings.
It is. I'm thinking, Sundays are really pretty good for me.
Okay.
I know, Monday through Friday is crazy.
Yeah, I go Sunday mornings. You can check out. I got a couple more stuff to add, but my it's Yo Rocky Media.
Okay.
Yo Rocky.
Yo Rocky.
Yep. And
so Yo is in Y-O?
Y-O,
Okay,
Rocky Media.
Yo Rocky.
Yep. What I do there Sunday mornings is I can record videos. I practice. I swallow my own medicine. So everything I talked to you about today, I don't care whether I release videos every day that help out the small business owner. I usually go ethical route. I want them to be ethical. I want them to. They're the good guy businesses.
Yeah.
And usually help them. Right now, I'm very specialized in the chiropractor, because that's another thing. Why I talked to you today about being narrow down.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm very, very helpful towards. It's the chiropractor, but it's more like the whole health chiropractor.
Oh, okay.
They're not just the back adjusters. They're the ones that, dude, what's going on with your back? That's a symptom. What's the cause of it? It's usually like their diet, their nutrition, and their back is a part of it. So that's who I'm mainly helping on now. As far as like me working with them one-on-one, like you're a little bit of a special case just because this is going to be fun, working you from A to B, taking you on that journey with me.
It will be. I mean,
Yep. And
then I'm able to
yep, because
change people's lives.
Yep. What you're going to find is, as you learn these business concepts, as you learn the principles and the secrets, it's true of human nature. It's just us humans, whether we're a $1 billion business or you're kellybrooks.com. Like, it's the same concepts and principles that's the same in all of them. And so whoever's listening here gets to take on that journey and learn these secrets that can be applied to whatever business, whether they're selling, or they're a restaurant selling meals, or Apple selling an iPhone, like that. It's the same concepts.
Yeah.
And it's going to be fun. We'll talk to you about your positioning. So every Sunday, just about every morning, I just go out for walks and I just grab the phone and I just record videos of helpful stuff for the business, no matter what business that they're in. Even though it's like I'm very particular about who and it's more so for the chiropractor that I'm usually getting them leads and sales using this giving-based marketing more so through Facebook as well.
Right.
Because these are like the super good guys. These are like the life changers, the ones that. And if you must know my agenda, my mission on this planet, I'll talk to you more about my story here before long. But I am not rich yet, doing fine on money, plenty of money coming in, and I'm not a millionaire yet, but money doesn't motivate me too much. Doesn't sound like it does you either. So I'm super, super excited to work with you and get you going. And it's more about impact. It's more about lives change. It's more about the difference made, like that. Yeah. And that's why I started off in the personal training world, and to change lives. I went on a weight loss journey on my own. I was about 70, 80-ish pounds overweight. If you want to tell me how I got started. Yeah.
Really?
And I was chubby my whole life, and I was in my early 20s. And I was with this one girl for like 2 to 3 years or so, and she broke my heart. She broke up with me. And you've seen it 1,000 times before, haven't you?
Yeah.
And I was like, I got to win her back. I got to lose this weight, and I got to win her back. You laugh because it's so true.
I know.
It's so cliche. And then I'm like, I was like, the deepest, darkest depression. I was like suicidal. I'm like, all right. And I'll tell you the story later about my like moment. You know how much time we got? You got to go right now? You got to go? You got to go to church?
No, I got to be out at my sister's farm at 11 now.
At 11? Okay.
Yep.
I won't go too much deeper in the story.
No.
But so that's... I was in school to be a teacher at the time. School teacher. Elementary school teacher. I just always felt called to that teaching, that coaching. I was always like tutoring in high school. I was always like... People were always asking for help, and when I'm like even coaching you now, like this fills me up. It's like an energy kick. Yep. Like just like what you're doing for those amazing divorcees, you know, like helping them out. Like that does something for you, doesn't it? It feeds something in you. Yeah. And so that's what it was with me. So I got my heart broken. It was cliche. I was a cliche. I'm going to lose all this weight. I'm going to win her back. And so I started working out, diving in, and I started losing weight. Every week got better and better and better. And pretty soon everybody was asking me, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I just did this. I did this. And then, well, can I come work out with you? I'm like, oh, sure. So my buddies. And then outside of like the gym, and people were asking me questions about it, and I'd answer them, and they would do what I told them to do, and they would start seeing results. They're like, you got to do this for a career here. You should be a personal trainer. And so eventually, I was like, all right, I should be a personal trainer.
One, because you've already been through that huge journey.
Yep.
But two, your personality is amazing.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
You know how some of those trainers can talk.
So that's where it started. And what ended up happening is I got a little, not so much burnt. I was always scared of, in the personal training world, I was very good at the technical side of it. I was not so good at the business side, the selling side. I sucked really, really bad at selling. I was scared of rejection. Fear of rejection was there.
And that's a hard one to,
Yep.
You don't know how many times I've been approached to join our membership. I'm like, you know what I mean?
Yep.
I'd rather do my morning walks and my cycle down in my basement. But no, but yet you loved it. It was your desire one
Right.
time,
It's a long story. We won't go.
No, that is very neat.
And then, there's kind of, one more story.
So did she see you after that?
Who's that?
You're the girl that broke your heart.
Did she see me after that? We'll keep it a secret.
Okay, sorry.
To be continued.
Yeah.
She, I started, awesome, losing all the weight, being a personal trainer. As a personal trainer, I was putting in like a lot long hour days like that. There's this one story. There's a grandpa and there's his grandson. They were walking along the beach. There was thousands of you know what sand dollars are? And they're beautiful like that. But they aren't in the water. They're going to die. So there's thousands of these sand dollars that were there. And the grandpa, they're washed up ashore. So the grandpa's bending down. He's picking them up. He's tossing them back in the ocean. Spoosh, spoosh, spoosh. And the grandson's like, Grandpa, why are you doing that? He goes, because if they don't get into the water, they're going to die, grandson. Good question. Thank you for asking. And the grandpa starts going bending down. The grandson, in his cuteness, looks at the grandpa, looks out at the thousands of sand dollars, does the math in his head. He's like, Grandpa, why bother? What difference is it going to make? You're not going to get to them all. Like that.
Yeah.
Have you heard this story before?
No.
And so the grandpa kind of acknowledged the question, and he bent down, he picked up one more, he held it in front of the grandson's face. He goes, I understand, but to this one sand dollar, it makes all the difference in the world. And he tossed it in like that.
Wow.
Isn't that a good story?
That is a good story.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I was feeling like, when I was putting in many, many hours there at being a personal trainer, it was many, many hours, and my goal is to help people, impact lives, change lives, help them out with their weight and their health like that. And I was feeling like that grandson, like that. Why bother? There's so many. I would help one, and I would go out to the grocery store, and I would see 50 people with their junk in their cart, and I would just get mad. I would just hurt. I'm like, why am I bothering? Not making a difference at all. And
You weren't feeling good about it.
well, I was feeling good about what I was doing. Yeah, and had I heard that story that I just told you, it probably would have made a difference, but I was just feeling very ineffectual, and it's not mattering. And I'm in one little city and in one little state, and this is a national crisis. This is a national issue.
Gosh, that's what I go. We are in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Here on this corner of Eau Claire.
Yep. So I'm like, my goal is to make a difference. How's that going to happen? And so I was a little burnt out there. Had I heard that story, probably would have made a difference. I would have focused on those people that were helping, but I was kind of feeling a little burnt out and all that fun stuff. So I went away for a little bit.
I think I'm sorry to say, but I think you would have truly been wasted.
Right. Yep.
I think you're more impactful this way and not knowing,
For sure, yep,
you know,
and that's where,
you know.
and I even being a personal trainer, I felt drawn to like working with you like this, doing this with other amazing business owners, small business owners. Because let's say I help you out, and that was another thing. Condition working with you, when you got so much money rolling in, 10%. Okay, 10% has to go to a charity or a cause that you believe in. Okay.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
If you want to work with me on this.
I will.
Yep.
Okay.
Because I'm going to help you, but I can only feel good about what I do is 10%. It's called tithing.
Okay, I love you. Yes. I don't
Yep.
remember.
Whatever cause you want to believe in, whatever cause that's good for you, and
That's
because you're going to have a lot of extra money rolling in. Okay.
Okay.
And you just work it right into the budget. 10% goes to whatever it is.
Okay.
I got businesses that it goes to a family, random. Like it can go to a charity, it can go to a cause, Boys and Girls Club, Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, whatever it is. Bob's house with the pets. Yep.
There you go. I was just thinking.
Yep. and then there's other people that like just want a random check to show up at somebody that they know is bills are a little tight that month.
Yeah.
And they'd rather be anonymous there. Because that's the impact that I'm going after, right there.
Very cool.
Yep.
That was very nice. There's that other place too that helps all like rejected animals.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways.
So let's say for your, we'll talk about your packages later, but let's say 150 is your package, and you can even this can actually be an awesome selling point for your clients too. That's obviously important to you, Bob's house, but if you want, like, let's say you charge 150 for that one initial package, you could say, Bob, or let's say you're talking to Jimmy, not Jimmy the sales, not Jimmy the sales vacuum sales place from earlier. But Jimmy say, hey, here's the bill, and this is at the end of your sales process and your presentation, all that fun stuff. So Jimmy, here's base package, $150. Here's what you get, da 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 da, and just so you know, 10% of that goes to a charity or a cause or a person that you want. You know, I work that in there. That just works really good as a selling point to Jimmy. To be like that. Let's say Jimmy is, really wants to help out the animals. Bob's house,
and
like
that's
that.
why I'm thinking animals would
Yep.
be really good, because if I went, 10% goes to the abused women, and you got a guy that just
Yep.
went through a divorce and just like, I'm just kidding, but
Yeah, but you just kind of leave that up to Jimmy. Let Jimmy decide.
yes.
I've been studying a lot with people, money problems, money troubles. I do a lot of reading the business books and whatnot, and I come across people that they're just money troubles. Like I told you earlier, 75% of Americans paycheck to paycheck to paycheck, and the one question that they're asked is, all of a sudden, if they had more money than they know what to do with, or they didn't, at least weren't stressing every month, what would they do? And 90-something% of them say they want to give more.
Yeah.
They want to give to charity. Yep. So with me helping you here, and then you can take this is how we pay it forward. This is how we literally change the world. And now you're helping out Jimmy. So Jimmy's like, I would give more, but money's a little tight. Now this is Jimmy's way of kind of being able to donate to charity, because it feels good.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Yep.
I always wanted to go volunteer out the shelters. I mean, seriously.
Woo, good talk, huh?
That was, yes. Okay.
Yeah, so Sunday mornings I'll be.
So you go walking? Where do you go walking?
Oh, just around. Got a little path by our house. I just record a video. I usually record a bunch of videos. They're usually 5-minute videos. I call them Rocky fans, people that are small business owners out there, and excuse me. I just record a couple of videos, and then rest of the days you work on stuff. So yeah, if you want to come meet.
Yeah, do we want to? Because I was thinking, we're right there along Eau Claire River by the North Crossing.
You're on River.
North Crossing.
You're on North Crossing now?
No, I'm over by Woodlands. But I was going to say,
Oh, you're over by Woodlands? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
There's that park right there. If you were to.
Yep.
Riverview or whatever.
Oh, Riverview.
Yeah. if you'd rather
Is there
do
a
that.
place to sit down to talk?
Yep,
Okay.
It's got all kinds of picnic tables.
You can,
Depending on the weather. I mean, I don't,
or you can come like wherever you want. Like we can just meet at a restaurant like this, or
Yeah, we can do that too.
wherever.
Yeah. So, do you drink? No. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We can always meet. At one of the new little places downtown too. And just sit there.
Oh yeah.
But
Right by Woodlands there, huh? Meet Sunday for coffee and take in your business. So I'll have set up stuff for you. We're gonna need some place for computer access, internet access, like a Wi-Fi or something. You got one at home?
yeah, well, I've got mine at home.
Just meet at your home, huh? You just meet at your home?
You could do that.
Just some place, because we're going to be going online, building your website.
Or I could bring my laptop and we could go. There's plenty like Cowboy Jack's got. I don't know what time you're wanting to meet though, but early morning to get it done and over. I mean, or do you want to just call me or shoot me a text and say, hey, Cal?
Yeah, it would probably be. We'll probably run over to. I think church is at 10. Going to Bethel? Bethel, and I want to try Jacob's Well too.
Oh my good Lord!
What?
I want to go try Jacob's.
You want to go try Jacob's Well?
Yep. Just an impactful person, very much so.
Impactual?
Well, I'm just saying.
Cool, huh?
I've went to people trying to get my cars run and have been turned down by too many of them because my roar is too strong, and I'm not kidding. I can't. Last time I had my cars run was 15 years ago, and the lady could barely read me. She said, your roar is too strong. Keep going, you know what you're doing.
Keep going. Keep going.
But anyways, just things will pop in my head, and within that moment, something is said about it.
Oh yeah, it's
It's
awesome.
been quiet for a while. It has. It's been,
Oh, you've been going through some stuff, huh?
Oh yeah. I don't know if I can afford to be here, working with these guys anymore.
No, you're gonna be having way too much money coming your way with this. You're gonna have to. We'll talk about scale as we go along. Scale is just right now it's you, and if you are basically you're trading the 3 hours. 3 hours of doing that service for whatever we decided, $150. And so if you're not working, you're not getting money. It's kind of how it is. And so scale is how can we grow? How can we duplicate? How can we automate? What a lot of people do is they'll hire employees. They'll hire people that now you are coaching. You're building up like an employee of yours. That's a good problem to have. So when you have way too much business for what you're keeping up with, that's a good problem to have. Yep, and that's probably what's going to happen here before long. Is you're going to have everything organized. You're going to have everybody on the schedule. You're going to go train them, and then there's going to be people that want to get in on get your service, get scheduled in. You're going to be like, I don't have time.
What do you think about doing like our curtain chills, like when they're talking about they just moved into a new apartment? Well, I don't really want to. I will do anything, but like going out there with like leasing agents, just dropping a flyer off and going, this is what I do, or do you not?
Oh, absolutely. Yep. That's definitely when you got your messaging dialed in, when you got your target audience dialed in.
No, those are different.
Like your flyers would be definitely dropping off flyers, and your flyers just say, "Are you?"
I'm going to design a couple, and then you look at them and just see if that's the way to go.
Yep. They don't have to be beautiful. Yeah, we'll talk about flyers and all that style of marketing. We'll probably approach it with you first. We'll see what we can do as far as like Facebook ads, just because it's real easy to narrow. The problem with the flyers is the same thing. The problem we had with those billboards is everybody gets the same message, no matter if they are 21 years old, just met their sweetheart, or they're in their 30s and they've been married for 5 years, or they're in their 60s looking for true love, messing up the process when they bring the date over for the first time.
And the funniest part too is I was sitting there thinking as we was talking about that, and men's urinals hanging right there. Because somebody's going to go, hey man, this is the reason why you can't get a girl.
Yep. Exactly. Yep. So what's cool about flyers? Yeah, you can be selective about like who gets the flyer. You can but more so, it's kind of a shotgun approach. Right. It's like 1,000 flyers, and you got to get your messaging dialed in on that flyer. You got to say, are you divorced? Maybe haven't got a call back. Dates for the first time. They saw your apartment, and now you haven't got called back. You want to know why? It's because of. And what you do with your flyers is you're being that sweet Susie with the cookies. Yeah. What you do with your flyers, this is a little bit more advanced training here, but what a lot of people do with that flyer is they try to make the sale on that flyer right there. They try to be obnoxious Jimmy from earlier. Hey, want to buy me a vacuum cleaner? Because think of that. That's their first time meeting you. They've never heard of you. They have no idea that you exist. Yeah. And now all of a sudden they see your flyer and they see your service. That works for some industries. But when it might work for you as well. Like when you go right for the sale there on that one, as long as you're like, hey, give me a call back. But you're much more smarter going about it. Say, it's because of these 10 things. And now you direct them to your website where they go download those 10 things, where they go find out those 10 things. Or it leads them, what most people do, we'll talk about lead generation here, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to generate leads. This will be the last bit of information. Wow, you're impressive. You kept up here. What most people do with lead generation is they show up and they try to make the sale. They try, here's my business card. Here's my business card, here's my name, rank, serial number, here's my website, here's my phone number. And that works for some businesses if they catch them at just the right time. Like if my air conditioner just broke down and all of a sudden I ran into an air conditioner repair guy that day and he hands me a business card. Or in like some random spot, like my air conditioner broke down that day and I go to the bathroom and there's the ad there for, hey, did your air conditioner just break down? Call me. I'm like, oh, yeah, it did just break down. How convenient. You're here. Yeah. See, that works when it's very selective. But you, the business owner, can't design that. You can't coordinate when somebody's air conditioner is going to break down, right? So, unfortunately, that was like maybe 1 out of a year times that's being done. Why the business owner goes out of work is because they have to broadcast that message over and over and over again over the course of the same year and hope to catch them at the right time, right? It's like a blanket approach. So, with that flyer, that's how most people approach their business, with their flyers and their marketing. The way smarter way to do it is to actually ask about the pain, ask about the problem. They're not even introducing your service. They don't even know that you exist as a service, okay? Introducing the pain or problem, you ask them a question pertaining to it, and it could be just like what we talked about today. Are you divorced?
How's your new place going, Bob?
Yep.
You know?
Yeah. It can be, are you divorced and you went on a date for the first time and it went well, and she came home to your house and then you never seen her again? And then you give them some information, okay? You be like Susie. You give them a gift. Sweet Susie. Say, here's 10 things about why that happened. Go to this website here. Listen in. You can even have like a 1-800 number. Call this 1-800 number and go hear about the 10 things that you do. All of a sudden, that there's called pattern interrupt. All day long, we're bombarded by about 4,000 messages, and it's all what an amateur would have done in that situation. That was a good spot to start right there, saying, are you a divorced male and looking for a date, and you brought a date home for the first time and now you haven't called her again? I can help with that. Here's my name, rank, serial number.
Single again.
Yep, that's what an amateur does. Yeah. So that's a very tough sell. You probably would have success with that just because you approached it smart. But again, it's broadcasting yourself as, I'm a service, I want to hire you, I want to turn you into a customer, da-da-da-da-da.
You like to change your
Yep, versus just being helpful, just being Susie, just obeying the laws of human nature, saying, hey, here's some helpful information with that.
You're not knocking Jimmy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Say, are you, here's some information to it. And now once they digest the information, now Bob there, like he's there peeing at the urinal, and there's your ad that says, hey, are you single? Or sorry, have you been divorced and you're looking for love and you brought your first date home for the first time and then all of a sudden you haven't heard from her forever and she hasn't called your phone calls? It's because your partner has got these 10 things going wrong. Go to this website. I'm Jimmy here peeing at the urinal and I'm reading this. And it says, go do these 10 things and it'll all be okay. I'm like, first up, there's no like, doesn't it feel like, yeah. All of a sudden I'm going to go to that website. I'm going to go, yeah, I want to know what these 10 things are. Yeah, I brought Sally home for a first date. It was going really well. And then she came home. Now she left and I haven't talked to her again. She hasn't returned my phone calls. Oh, I want to know what these 10 things are. So your first contact with your leads, with your customers, is you're being helpful. You're giving information. You're not saying, this is what I am, this is what I offer, you got to have this. And your world will get rocked so much more better. You're just being helpful. You're just being Susie with their cookies.
Yeah.
Make sense?
And hitting a narrative that
Yep.
these guys aren't out whining and they're not telling anybody.
This is for the sake of an example. If this was, let's say in my beginning world, losing weight, let's say 50 pounds down, like the ad could be, are you 50 pounds? Are you looking to lose 50 pounds? The pain is pretty easy to narrow down. You know, are you kind of embarrassed when it's swimsuit season time? You know,
So you would have got me on that.
yeah.
Yes.
Then, well, I've been in the health fitness world for about 10 years, so I kind of know what's going on in everybody's mind. So are you a little? Thank you.
You're welcome.
So you're a little embarrassed. Come sign up for swimsuit season. You know, did you go up some flight of stairs and you're really out of breath? You know, it might be because of these 5 foods that you're having in your diet. Go see if you got these 5 foods in your diet at this website. Call this number. See how I'm not saying, I'm Joe Blow, personal trainer. I'm the Joe Blow gym owner. You got to come in and lose weight. Yep. No, the first contact with them to say, here's 5 foods that's probably causing that. Here, go learn what these 5 foods are. Right? Make sense?
Okay.
And then once they go through and
Because I would have given them those 5 foods.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah. So it's called you're taking your customers on a journey. It's giving based marketing. And so now, let's talk about. Whew, I'm losing my focus. I think that's a good place to call her quits today for next week. Okay.
That would be great.